Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, it is great to have you. And today I want to explain why silver is heading back to new yearly highs. Now it's no secret, silver has had quite the monumental year so far. Ever since it bottomed out over at the end of March, it feels like it has just been one continuous pump to the upside. But now that we have seen our first real pullback from the yearly high of $30, people are already going ahead and calling this the top, but I want to explain from some technical and fundamental analysis why silver can actually not only reach this yearly high again, but actually break through it before 2021 even begins. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you guys stick around for the entire duration of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this guy. Now, first things first, before we even get anything about the chart itself, let's talk about the volume over here. We can see that it's no secret, the volume since where we were at when this initial bull run started has just been ramping up, and you can see that so clearly on this 4-hour time scale that like July and August and where we're at right now has just been phenomenal in the volume. We can see that there is interest over here, whether that's a buyer or a seller. For the most part, this has been a lot of buyers, but we have seen a little bit of sellers recently. But the volume here is incredible, something that needs to be here if we truly want to continue in this. And I think the matter of the fact is we very well can. Now, if we're actually looking at this on a 4-hour time scale today, and I want to go ahead and highlight one of our key support lines that we have been using on silver. Now, when we're looking at this just like at a quick glance, this is what it's going to look like. But it's actually so much more than this, because of course we have tested this level several times, and I want to actually blow this up and move this over here on the chart. But of course we have had our first touch point right over here in this area, and we used it as support. Now, of course, we came back up, retested a second time, and now a third time, and it looks like we want to hold over in here. But in fact, if we're actually going to extend this trend line, we can see that it's more than just what meets the eye, and we have actually been using this for a very, very long time, going back all the way into July, which is about a month ago from right now. So a nice little trend line that we have over here on silver, showing that there is support in this area, and that we bounced off this not once, not twice, not 3 times, but we did actually have a piercing candle over here before immediately getting bought back up. In fact, we saw that when silver broke this trend line, there was so much buying pressure that it went from, what was this, $22 right up to about $27, $28 in a matter of days, which is, again, incredible. I mean, that's a huge buy. That's a huge percentage, and we can actually measure this move and see that in less than a week, silver moved almost 18% as a precious metals, almost 19%, which is in and of itself is an incredible move. Anyone who did any kind of a dip buy over here was very, very happy with it. Now, silver is back above this trend line, and of course, now that it is back above it, it's going to continue using it as support, which is what we've seen happening for the last couple of days, if not weeks, on the price action of silver. We're back above the 50 EMA, and this thing looks like it wants to head back to the upside. You know, support has held, and what looked like it was going to be a breakdown to the downside is very quickly recovered and is already getting bought back up. And we're definitely at a pivotal spot right now where silver can kind of choose if it wants to respect this resistance line right over in here and break out. But I would argue that this is actually more of a bull flag scenario, because we can see that the falling price action of resistance over here is just as equal as the climbing form of support over in here, indicating that we are going to enter a squeeze of a symmetrical triangle. Now, what this means is that the price action is squeezing from both the top and the bottom side and converging at this point that we're getting ready for. But the fact is, we just used this as support, and we have used this as support for significantly longer than we have used this as resistance. And since we are so deep into this formation and we are bouncing off of support and the EMA, and of course, we are in a very, very big uptrend over here. The trend is your friend. You know, this would lead me to believe that we're actually going ready to break out of resistance over here and head back up to new highs. Now, whether that's simply just testing this local high of like $29 to $30 or breaking it, you know, again, that's yet to be discovered because we haven't reached that point yet. But I think that it would not be obscure to say that with everything going on right now and how fast things like the US dollar are depreciating and the US GDP is falling. I mean, again, if you guys have watched my past videos on gold or silver, I've talked about the actual numerical facts and percentages behind why silver is running so high in comparison to the US dollar. So, you know, part of it is, of course, it was an undervalued asset, but also the very thing that it's being compared to is silver as a form of currency being compared to the US dollar as a form of fiat currency. One is rising and the other one is just falling. So by nature, this asset is going to, I believe, to continue to rise over the next couple of years as fiats tend to depreciate because of everything that has gone on this year. And any kind of relief plans or stimulus has only been here to hurt the US dollar, but help the people that reside in the countries, if that make any kind of a sense. So it's an unfortunate side consequence of what happens over here, but there is no way that fiat currencies are going to come out of unscathed from this, and we're already seeing the effects of this before we even should. Again, we shouldn't even see the effects on fiat currencies for like 2, 3, 5 years to come, and yet the very same time that we're printing them, we're already seeing the devalue of some of these fiats, which is a brutal process. And again, I think it's just a forewarning sign of what is, or what very well could be coming. So with silver over here on this chart, of course, I want to get back to the technical analysis over here and talk about how, of course, silver actually has a form of double bullish divergence on this MACD. I really like the way that this is looking. This is a higher swing low, of course. We had a pretty nasty one that was over in this area from August 12th, I believe that was. And of course, we have the lower swing high, and I can highlight this right over in here. Our ultimate swing high, or our ultimate swing low, and then our lower swing high right over in here. Or our higher swing low. Excuse me, I'm getting all my all my vocabulary mixed up a little bit. Over here on the RSI, nothing too spectacular. Looks pretty neutral. Looking at this on the 1 day. Sitting pretty neutral right now. Again, room to both the up and the downside. This is a symmetrical triangle, so anything is possible, but again, the trend is your friend, and I do think that this squeeze is going to squeeze to the upside, and I think silver is going to continue this breakout. Now, we've been following this since like it actually bottomed out in like March, talking about why it was going to recover and why it was going to have this big rally. Maybe we do pull back here, but again, I still think that the odds are very much in the favor of the bulls, and they will continue to be in the favor of the bulls for quite a while. So ultimately, time will tell, but hopefully this video was able to help, and I was able to spread some of kind of my insight as to what I think about this market as someone who has put a lot of time into this, and as someone who is currently invested in this as well. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Again, nothing I say is legal, financial, or tax advice in any way. But if you guys did like the video, drop a comment. I love getting to hear from you guys and interact with you guys. What do you guys think that silver will do moving forward to the end of this year? Is it actually going to continue to rise? Can we hit these new yearly highs? Is it even possible? And ultimately, guys, drop a like if you guys did it like this, and stick around for some more content. But that's going to be it, guys. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.